Into match number 6 we go now, over in the Champions League with Liverpool out on their own. 5 wins out of 5, but can they make it 6 on the spin? We'll take a look at that and much more coming at ya next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today is all about match number 6. That's right, over in the Champions League with Liverpool still outright leaders on their own with Internazionale Barcelona and Dortmund hot on their heels. Who will take full advantage in match number 6? We'll take a look at it, all of it in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe when you want to subscribe for Blackburn Rovers, Champions League, World Football. We're going to all here under one rooski. Will any juggernauts like Man City or Real Madrid, are they in trouble? We'll take a look at the situation in the table in a second. Of course, big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons, you know who you are. But what we're going to do now is revisit the last round of games and then look forward to this weekend's action. Alrighty then, folks, let's take a look back at last weekend, or last match day drama. Here it is in all its glory, and my predictions and the results all on the same screen. Look at that. Slaven Bratislava losing to AC Milan, big 3-2 win for them on the road. Atlético putting 6, I say 6, past Sparta Prague. Bayern picking up a 1-0 win over PSG. Barcelona beating Brest. Cheeky, 3-0 winners in the end. Pretty much perfect so far with my picks, at least predicting the outcome. Internazionale also with a win over RB Leipzig. Man City and Feyenoord duking out to a 3-3 draw. We all laughed. We all laughed at it, and we'll continue to laugh at it. Meanwhile, Leverkusen with a 5-0 win over Salzburg. Arsenal with a big 5-1 away win over a injured Sporting Lisbon. No more Ruben Amorim, but of course, big win for Arsenal. Big win for Atalanta with a 6-1 win over Young Boys Bern. Red Star Belgrade with a big 5-1 win over Stuttgart. Sturm Graz also picking up a win over Girona. Liverpool beating Real Madrid as predicted. Bruges picking up a cheeky draw against Celtic. Dortmund, though, beating Zagreb as predicted as well. PSV taking care of Shakhtar with a 3-2 win. Benfica big win on the road with a 3-2 win as well. Villa and Juventus 0-0, and Lille beating Bologna over in Italy. Now that's of course my results and my picks. This of course is the table as you see it. PSG right now, if it was to end now, they will be eliminated. No second chance playoffs. They will be out on their ear. So would be Stuttgart, so would be Girona and Leipzig and Bologna. So there'll be some big heavy hitters there. We have got 3 games left, so still a chance for them to get out of it. But in the middle of the pack, look at that. Real Madrid are in trouble. They are just a whisker away from being in that bottom 8. Meanwhile, Celtic also in a bit of trouble. Juventus need to get their act together, as do City as well. Meanwhile, Atlético Madrid, Bayern, Villa as well, who did start so well, drifted into that middle of the pack there. However, top of the table, it is Monaco, Arsenal, Leverkusen, Atalanta, Dortmund, Barcelona, and Internazionale with Liverpool outright. 5 wins on the spin. Can they continue that? Well, we'll see. Meanwhile, in the Super Brute, it is Metro Hockey with a 17.5 points haul this past week. Oh man, Mexican sniper Sean 44 also with 17 points. There I am in 4th, just outside the medal, 16.5 as well, not too shabby. And then the chasing pack, Ted Lasso failing this time around. What about the overall leaderboard? But it's Metro Hockey once again, 81.5 points for him. And then the chasing pack heater, Sean 44 as well. I'm up 2 spots to number 6. Dare I say it? Number 6. In fact, we're looking at the wrong one. We're looking at the wrong one, Gromit. I don't even know who any of those guys are. Let's hop on over to my other league. It's fucking shit league, even though I'm doing all right. The Real Deal League. Track bonus with a 22.5. That's the real bloody league right there. The Rampage also up there. And Paul Burden, 19 points as well. Meanwhile, me down there with 65, well short of those medal positions. And of course, the overall leader is the Rampage, 84.5. Pimperict. Of course, that's more familiar. Gillespie Ghosts as well. I'm nowhere to be seen in this league, though. Pretty grim stuff. All the way down to 15th. Non-mover. But anyway, it can all change very, very soon. The changes to the link if you want to make the changes. It is, of course, cut.EUCL2425. Get it amongst it because we got these round of games to look forward to this coming match day. That's right, spicy stuff coming at you. Of course, we're going to start with the top of the shop there with Dynamo Zagreb up against Celtic. That's right, let's get into it then, shall we? Coming at shot Tuesday, the December the 10th. That's right, and Maximia Zagreb under Nenad Belichka. They are 50% form for them right now without a win in the last 4 matches. They are 23rd in the table, 7 points for the campaign. Up against Celtic under Brendan Rodgers, 20th in the table, 8 points for the campaign. At least unbeaten in the last 11 matches. They're looking pretty good. Now, these two sides have played twice competitively in the last 10 years, of course, one win apiece, with the last victory being for Zagreb at this very venue. 4-3 it was back in December 2014. Zagreb on the back of a loss to Hajduk Split most recently to make it back-to-back defeats. In fact, they haven't won since they beat Sturm Bratislava in the match day before of this competition. Celtic, they're on the back of a big 5-0 win over Ross County. They take on high-flying Aberdeen, though, this midweek matches, of course. We do have odds. We do have odds for this one. 7-4 is your Zagreb, 20-20 is your Celtic, 25 is the draw. This could go either way. I'm going to go with a 0-0 ball draw here, which doesn't really do anyone any favours in their race to get into the top 8. Meanwhile, we go to Spain. It's Girona from La Liga up against high-flying table toppers Liverpool coming at the Estadio Monteverde. Girona under Michel. They're on 58% form for them right now, winning 3 of the last 6. They are 30th, though, with just 3 points for the campaign. Up against Liverpool, top of the pops, 15 points for the campaign, 6 wins on the spin. In fact, they haven't lost in the last 16 matches or any of the last 11 away matches. And Girona have not won any of the last 3 home matches in a row, including they haven't lost. They're coming into this on the back of back-to-back matches without a win, drawing Villarreal most recently. Liverpool on the back of successive clean sheets. Real Madrid, Man City, of course, they are going to be in action in at least a couple games prior to this. What are we looking at right here, right now? The odds for this game, it is Girona 90-4 for the victory, 60-5 is the draw, 50-8 on your Liverpool here. Going to go with a 2-0 win once again. Liverpool taking the 3 points, and that'll be 6 wins on the spin, according to my data. RB Leipzig, they're up in action, up against Aston Villa, that's right, coming at you on the later kickoffs on Tuesday, December the 8th. Leipzig under Marco Rosa, bottom of the pile, 34 points for the campaign, 34th in the table, 0 points for the campaign, up against Aston Villa, who are right old sticky patch right now under Unai Emery. They are 9th with 10 points for the campaign as well. Played twice since 2019, 1 win apiece. Both sides winless in at least the last 6 matches. Villa, though, on the back of a 3-0 loss to Chelsea. Leipzig losing a 5-1 to Wolfsburg most recently. Last time they played, though, between these two sides, they have played a couple of friendly matches, both in Leipzig, a win apiece. Leipzig winning last round back in July 2024. Odds for this one, though, we're looking at it. RB Leipzig are 31-20 for the victory, 30-8. Your Villa 5-2 is the draw. Could be a draw here, guys. Could be another draw, or I might give it to Villa. No, I'm going with the draw, 2-2. Still, grim stuff for both sets of fans. They need something to change, and fast. As do Real Madrid. This is the team they probably don't want to be playing right now. It is Atalanta under Gianpiero Gasperini. They're on 100% form, winning 6 on the bounce. They haven't lost any of the last 13 games. They've not lost any of the last 5 home matches either. But they are 5th at the table at 11 points for the campaign. They have played Real Madrid 3 times, losing all 3 of them, but Real Madrid winning 50% form for them over the last 6. They are 24th, 6 points for the campaign. They could be in the bottom 8 if they lose and something or a lot of things go against them. Last time they played over at this venue, it was a 1-0 win for Real Madrid back in February 2021. That was in the round 16 in that Champions League. Atalanta, though, 3 away wins on the spin here. Yep. Looking good. They've won 5 of the last 6 matches they won were on the road. Goodness gracious me. Real Madrid picking up a big 2-0 win over Getafe to get back to winning ways. But the odds for this one, Atalanta 70-10 for the victory, 29-20 is your Real Madrid, 13-5 is the draw. This is where I'm going. I'm going for it, guys. I'm going for Atalanta victory. I'm going with a 2-1 win. They're playing some incredible stuff, and I think this could be problematic for Real Madrid, especially if they don't get their act together and fast. What a game. This is why we love the Champions League. It's Internazionale. Going to Leverkusen. It's coming out one of the late kickoffs on the December the 10th. Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso. They are 6th with 10 points for the campaign. Up against Internazionale under Simon Inzaghi, who are 2nd with 13 points for the campaign at the Bay Arena. Playing each other 3 times since 2002. 3 wins out of 3 for Internazionale. They're on 92% form up against Leverkusen on 75% form, and they've won 4 on the spin. That's right. Last time around, Leverkusen beat Bayern in the Cup to go through in the DFB Pokal round of 16. Big win for them as they continue to have their upper hand on the heavyweights. That is Bayern. Internazionale beating Leipzig most recently. They'll be taking on Parma this coming weekend, with Leverkusen taking on St. Pauli. The odds for this one, Leverkusen 6-5 for the victory, 21-10 is your Internazionale, 5-2 the draw. This could be a draw, but I'm going to lean towards Inter to lose this. Going to go with a draw, 1-1 in the end. Leverkusen will be happy, Inter not so much, but they'll still be in good shape no matter what. Bruges, they're up against Sporting Lisbon. That's right, Sporting Lisbon with João Pereira now, the coach Nicky Hayden for Club Bruges, doing A-OK right now. They're actually unbeaten the last 9 matches. In fact, they haven't lost any of the last 6 home. They are 22nd in the table, those 7 points for the campaign. Up against Sporting Lisbon, under this new coach, back-to-back defeats, though. They're 10th with 10 points for the campaign. They played each other twice since 2003, 1 win for Club Bruges, nothing for Lisbon. There's been 1 draw, but of course, both those games were friendlies. Bruges on the back of a big 3-1 win over Mash Mechelen over in the BVB Cup round of 16. Sporting Lisbon losing to Arsenal last time in this competition, following that with a loss to Santa Clara Azores. Monumental loss. And of course, it doesn't get much better. They're taking on Moriense this week and they're expected to win, but if they lose that one, who bloody knows? Club Brugge also win action in the Jupiler League before they take on these Portuguese heavyweights. 23-10 is your Bruges, 11-10 is your Sporting, 5-2 is draw. Having known those games, having known that form, might have gone a little bit different, but I'm backing Sporting to win. 1-0 win. Might be big enough, might not be ugly enough, but they'll get it in the end. Next up, we got Shakhtar Donetsk. They're going to be taking on Bayern München. That's right, coming at you over in the Veltins Arena. That's in Schalke, if my memory serves me right. Marino Pusic for Shakhtar currently find themselves 26 in the table, just 4 points for the campaign, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Bayern, back-to-back games now without a win. And Vinny Company, they're 13th in the table with 9 points for the campaign. Played each other twice since 2015. 1 for Bayern, nothing for Shakhtar. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. The last time they played, when Shakhtar were the hosts, it was a 0-0 draw back in February 2015. The Ukrainians on the back of a 1-1 draw against Ruka Lviv. Bayern losing to Leverkusen as mentioned earlier. That follows on from the Klassiker draw earlier in the weekend. They'll take on Heidenheim this weekend. They're expected to trump them bad boys big time. But they'll also expect to win this game against Shakhtar, considering the match is going to be in Germany anyway. Going to go with a 2-0 win. Bayern back to winning ways and, of course, back in the thick of things. Meanwhile, RB Salzburg, they're going to be taking on PSG. That's right, the Austrians under Philipp Ližnis. They are 32nd in the table with just 3 points for the campaign. Winless, though, in the last 4 up against PSG under Luis Enrique. They're 25th, and they are definitely on the outside looking in. Just 4 points for the campaign, back-to-back games though without a win. And they played at Salzburg twice since 2011, winning once and losing once. The last time they played at Salzburg, it was a 2-0 win for the Austrians back in December 2011. In fact, they won. It looks like they won on aggregate with an away goal against these PSG heavyweights. Salzburg on the back of a draw against Hartberg. They're going to take on SK Rapid this weekend. PSG taking on Auxerre in Ligue 1 as well. We're expected to win that game as well. The odds 30-2 is your Salzburg, 50-19 on is your PSG, 4-1. It ain't easy. It ain't easy, but I'm going to give it to PSG. Going to go with a 2-1 win in the end. Into the next one. Stick it in France. We're going to go with Brest. Cheeky up against PSV at the Stade de Roederer. Eric Roy's Stade Brest are 11th with 10 points for the campaign. Up against PSV Eindhoven under Peter Boas. That's right. They are 18th in the table with 8 points for the campaign. Never played each other according to my data. Eric Roy, though, winning just twice at the last 6. They're in a bit of bad form right now, but they are still in good shape regarding a spot in the playoffs. PSV, though, winning 5 in the spin. They're 18th in the table with 8 points for the campaign, picking up a win last round against Utrecht. They're looking forward to a match against FC Twente this weekend. They're expected to win that game. Brest, though, looking like the underdogs here, 21-10 for the victory, 5-4. It's your PSV. 12-5 is the draw. I think I might go with a draw here as well. 1-1 in the end. Brest just hanging on in right now, just trying to cling on in the mixer for those playoffs as well. Atletico, they're going to be taking on Slovan Bratislava on Wednesday, the 11th. We're broken into the halfway stage of this. The Spanish outfit under Diego Simeone winning 6 on the spin. 15 for the table, 9 points on the board right now. Next up, Slovan Bratislava under Vladimir Weiss, 35 in the table, 0 points for the campaign. Just 1 defeat, though, in the last 5 matches. Slovan Bratislava on the back of that 6-0 win over Camano. Atletico also putting 5 past Valladolid. It's actually scored 11 goals in the last 2 games combined. Back-to-back clean sheets, though, for the Spanish juggernauts here. The odds for this one, 60-1 on is your Atletico Madrid, 10-1 is the draw, 25-1 is your Slovan Bratislava. Atletico at home against one of the lowest ranked teams in this competition. Only 1 winner, 2-0 winners. It might be bigger than that, but I'm being a little bit easy on Slovan Bratislava. 2-0 winners in the end. Next up, we go to France as Lille with Bruno Genesio in 12th at the table right now, unbeaten in the last 6 games. Taking on Sturm Graz of Austria with Jürgen Samuel currently at the helm, but they are 29th in the table as of right now, of course. Played twice since 2024. 1 win for Lille, 1 win, 1 draw first between the two sides. Lille, though, on the back of picking up that draw 1-1 last time around at their venue. Of course, beating them in Austria back in March 2024 in the Conference League knockout stages. Of course, Lille are looking good right now, unbeaten in at least the last 6 games, however, drawing 4 of those last 6. Sturm Graz, though, just 1 defeat in the last 6. And on 67% form, both sides on the same number of form here. Sturm Graz on the back of that 1-1 draw against SCR Alkmaar in the Bundesliga in Austria. Lille picking up a 2-2 draw against Montpellier as well. Tricky game this one, but Lille should be the fancied here. They got 50-8 on for the victory, 60-5 the draw, 9-2 your away win. They'll win it as well. Lille 3-1 winners to continue their great run in this competition. What a game, though. It is Dortmund up against Barcelona. That's right. Kevin over at the Signal Iduna Park. Nuri Sarin's Dortmund, 4th at the table, 12 points for the campaign, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They're on 75% form for them. Up against Hansi Flick, of course, formerly of Bayern. Of course, now leading the juggernaut, that is Barcelona. They are 3rd, 12 points for the campaign, just 2 defeats in the last 6. Played each other twice since 2019, 1 for Barcelona, nothing for Dortmund. There's been 1 draw. The last time they played at Dortmund, it was a 0-0 draw back in September 2019. Barcelona on the back of that 5-1 win over Mallorca. They did lose last weekend against Las Palmas. And meanwhile, Dortmund picked up a monster point against Bayern in Die Klassiker as well. The odds for this one, though, 21-10 is your Dortmund, 14-5 is the draw, 11-10 your Barcelona here. This one's a cracker. Could go either way, and I'm going to lean with a 2-2 draw. I think Barcelona will take a point. Flick will want to do one over his bit of rivals as well. So big point for Barcelona, bigger point maybe even for Dortmund. AC Milan up against Red Star Belgrade, coming at you over at the Giuseppe Meazza. That's right, Milan doing all right in this competition, sitting in 16th right now, but could be doing much better. They're on 83% form for them right now, unbeaten in at least the last 6 matches. Red Star under Vladimir Milovic, they are struggling with 31st in the table with just 3 points for the campaign, but winning 5 of the last 6 games. They have played each other 4 times since 2006. 2 wins for Milan, nothing for the Red Star. There's been 2 draws between the two sides, with the last match at this venue being a 1-1 draw back in February 2021. There's the Europa League knockouts, both matches in that competition, both legs. Both legs ended up as a draw. That was in the round of 32. Milan on the back of that 6-1 win over Sassuolo in the Coppa Italia. Red Star Belgrade picked up a big 3-1 win over backup Topola in the Serbian top flight as well. But the odds for this one, Milan are 4-1 on for the victory, 92 the draw, 11-1 is your long shots. Red Star, but they're not going to win this one. It will be Milan, 2 to winners in the end. Next up, we go to Portugal. It's Benfica taking on Bologna. That's right, coming at you over at the Estadio de Sport Lisbona. Benfica, that's right, the hosts under Bruno Lage. 83% form for them right now. 14th for the table, 9 points for the campaign, winning 4 on the spin. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Bologna under Vincenzo Italiano. They're struggling. 33rd in the table, just 1 point for the campaign. However, 50% form for them. Back-to-back wins, including a big 4-0 win over Monza in the Coppa Italia. Benfica picking up a win over Orocha on the 1st of December, coming at you as well. The odds for this one, we're looking at Benfica 7-4 on for the victory, 92 is your Bologna, 31-10 is the draw. Been a bit of an upset, or a bit disappointing have Bologna in this competition from Serie A. They had a great run last time around with Thiago Motta. They're not going to have the best run of the green at the moment in this competition. I think they'll struggle here as well against a hot shot Bruno Lage enforced Benfica, getting with a 3-1 win for the Portuguese in the end. Next up is Arsenal. They're up against against Monaco out of Ligue 1. That's right, it's the Thierry Henry derby. This match taking place over at the Emirates. They're played 4 times since 2014. 2 wins apiece, 0 draws. Arsenal are in 7th, 10 points for the campaign, 3 wins on the spin. Up against Monaco, back-to-back defeats for them, but they are in 8th, also on 10 points as they too lock horns for the first competitive match against each other at this venue since 2015, where Monaco beat Arsenal 3-1 win in the round of 16, the Champions League. Arsenal on the back of a 5-2 win over West Ham. In fact, they've scored 10 goals in the last 2 games combined, but they're taking on Manchester United tonight or whenever, and then they're going to be taking on Fulham this week. And Monaco, though, taking on Toulouse. They're expected to win that game, but what about this game? 10-3 on is your Arsenal, 70-2 your Monaco, 70-4 is the draw. Of course, what are we looking at here? Going to go with a big win for Arsenal. That's right, going to go with a 2-1 win in the end. Going to go Arsenal picking up big 3 points, and of course wrapping up, maybe pushing into the top 8. Let's go Juventus against Man City. What a game that is. Coming at you over at the Allianz Stadium. Juventus under Thiago Motta. They're on 67% form for them right now, but they are 19th in the table with 8 points for the campaign. Up against Man City under Pep Guardiola. They're on 17th in the table with just 8 points for the campaign. And I don't even know. They are winless in at least the last 6 matches. Played each other 4 times since 2010. City yet to get a win over Juventus, with of course the Italians picking up 2 wins, and it's been 2 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this venue, it was a 1-0 win for Juventus back in November 2015. But they're on the back of 3 successive draws, are Juventus, but all of those 3 have been on the road. They're airtight at the back as well, just conceding 1 goal in the last 4. City, though, on the back of the worst run in the Pep Guardiola era, losing to the likes of Liverpool, drawing with Feyenoord last time around, losing to Spurs. It just hasn't got better for them in the long term. Meanwhile, the odds for this one, we're looking at, what are we looking at here? Juventus 29-10 for your Juventus, 5-2 is the draw, 10-9 on is your City. Going to go with another nil draw here, which doesn't do anything for City or Juventus in the grand scheme of things, as they are both still on the outside looking in to get into that power 8. Into the final 2, it is the Duchies. It is Feyenoord up against Sparta Prague. Coming at you at the Stadion Feyenoord. Brian Pliski's Feyenoord are 21st. 7 points for the campaign, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Sparta Prague and the last Fries, 2 Danes in the dugout. 42% form for them. They are 28th with 4 points for the camp. Played each other twice since 2012. 1 win for Sparta Prague, nothing for Feyenoord. There's been a draw as well, with the last match at this venue being a 2-2 draw back in August 2012. Feyenoord on the back of a draw against Fortuna Sittard. Sparta Prague with a big 4-1 win over Crvena last time around. Big match this one, of course, both sides needing to get points to get themselves moving. 5-2 on is your final. They are favoured. 6-1 is your Prague. 50-4 is the draw. Going to go with the Duchies here with a 2-1 win at home. Should be job done. 3 points in the bag, and again giving themselves a little life left in the last stretches of this competition. And then Stuttgart take on Young Boys Bern. Of course, Stuttgart with Sebastian Hoeneß, 27th in the table, which is 4 points for the campaign. They're on 42% form for them. Up against Young Boys Bern under Joel Magnin, they are 36th, yet to get going. 0 points for the campaign. They are rock bottom. Played 5 times these two sides since 2010. 2 wins for Stuttgart, 3 for Young Boys. No draws, of course. 2 of those last 5 matches were friendlies. The last competitive match at this venue was a 3-0 win back in September 2010. Stuttgart on the back of a 3-0 win over Regensburg in the DFB Pokal. They'll be looking forward to Union Berlin this weekend as they start a run of 2 games at home. Young Boys Bern take on Sion as well over the Swiss League this coming weekend as well. The odds for this, 11-4 on is your Stuttgart, 13-2 your Young Boys, 4-1 the draw. I think the shit run will continue for Young Boys Bern. Going to go with a 3-0 win. That's right. Stuttgart taking the points, keeping their dream alive. Young Boys Bern probably already eliminated from this competition. That, my friends, completes it. Don't forget to get your predictions in as well. We look forward to seeing those. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, guys. And of course, we'll be back for the next round of games in the 2025. But until then, we're done.